Hello, everybody. Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network, and we are here for episode 11 of One on One. And today with me, I got a special guest, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer and former Carolina Panther, current NFL free agent, Javien Elliott, here with me today. Javien, how you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. How you doing over there?
Man, man, just trying to stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? The best way I can.
Yeah,
And like I said, we truly appreciate having you on the show today, man. And I hope everything has been going well with you and your family, during COVID, because it has been a wild 3 months. Said it on a couple of episodes so far, but I try to check. It's like a wellness check for everybody. I want to see how everybody's doing. So how have you been handling COVID? How's your family doing? Is everybody okay? How things have been?
yeah. Family's doing well, man. This whole time I pretty much, especially when it first started, quarantine, just chilling at the house. It was a blessing because I had just moved into my place right like a couple weeks before all this started, so it was kind of perfect timing for real. So, you know, just been quarantined. Lately I just been working out though. But besides that, man, I just work out, come home, chill. Still not really leaving the house that much, get some food and stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's wild because like right now, all I can think about myself is that every time I go outside, I got to wear that mask. Not a fan of the mask right now, but you got to do what you got to do to be safe. But every time I go out there, it's a different element. People seem like they're starting to get a little bit more comfortable without wearing the mask. You know,
Mhm.
that's on them. I'm going to
Yeah,
wear it as long as long as I can and
yeah,
handle it.
definitely should. Definitely should.
Now, of course, with COVID in this last month, we've had a lot of things going on with the George Floyd situation and protests and riots, and just the country has been a lot going on. Is there anything that you like to say, or anything that you've had on your mind about that situation and everything that's been going on?
I think, I think that it's definitely being a strong movement. I think people are taking it serious now, whereas we've had previous situations like that where it kind of got normalized,
Right.
and then it seems like everybody's like fed up now. And I think, you know, prayers to his family and, prayers to the loved ones. But I think it's, a lot of good things can come out of this. People are pushing for Juneteenth to be a holiday now. Like, they want, we want equality. And I think that's a
Right.
major thing that people are really, trying to push towards. And, right now, the main thing, man, I really just hope that people, I agree with the protests and I agree with, all the social media protests, but just don't forget to pray, man. I really
Right.
want people to, realize that there is a God that can change this whole situation. If everybody come together and, pray, I really think, there will be a blessing out of that as well too. But it's a sad situation, but hopefully something good will come out of it.
And I agree with you 100%. I think that I think some people forget about the power of prayer and what it can do, and it's just like you said, it's been so wild, and just being able to finally you can just get a feel that there's some change. Even here in the state of Virginia,
Hmm.
we finally made Juneteenth an official holiday, at least
Right,
it's an official state holiday, which
right.
is like I'm saying to myself, wow. I mean, I would have never seen that. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime, but hey, I'm here in 2020 and I'm getting the opportunity to see it. So
Yeah, witnessing history, man. We
right,
witnessed.
right there in front of our eyes. It's weird. I mean, I guess it's kind of weird for me because I'm like, is this actually happening? And
Right.
for me, I'm
That's.
like,
I was thinking about that earlier, man. I was like, man, 2020 is a year of history that should be taught. Like later, how we learned about
right.
certain things within history, especially Black history. This is definitely we're definitely witnessing history right now.
Yeah, you hear about the years of 1969 and how
Back
critical that was. 2020 is going to be on
2020,
those books as one of those years like this happened, that happened. I mean, it's only been the first 6 months. And that's what has me a little bit worried
right,
because the first 6 months has been wild. I mean,
right,
between losing Kobe Bryant and this and I mean
man,
it has just been it's been
crazy.
wild. It's been wild. Now, Javian, let me ask you this. I mean, I think multiple times people have asked you your story and how you come up, and it's been about. But how did you fall in love with football? What was that first moment that you were sitting there and you're like, man, this is the sport I love with all my heart. This is what I want to do with my life. What was that moment for you?
Man, I've been playing football since I was 5 years old, man. It's just, ever since I started playing, I just loved the game, man. Just, growing up, I was more of an offensive player, playing running back and stuff like that. But it was just fun. I just always loved sports, football, basketball. I just always wanted to be active. But as far as football, man, just growing up, it taught me to be tough. It taught me life lessons, all throughout different stages, just having a sense of a brotherhood, even with Little League, people from around the neighborhoods like that. I've loved football since I started playing football, man. Like, and it's, that's that.
Yeah, for me, it's crazy because I've always, like, I played a little bit when I was in school, and then I realized that maybe I should stick to the booth. I just wasn't quite ready to be that person. I did a little bit more basketball and baseball, but my love for football trumps pretty much everything else. And I wish I had the talent to play at another level. But, being able to call games and watch games and just see the game in action is always a beautiful thing. I love it. So, right. I mean, you can tell, like, when you play, and from what I've seen, you can see that energy, you can see that passion, and that's all you ever want, especially right. As a coach, and if they just seeing that person that has that passion. Now, we talked about that, and we've heard the stories of coming up from community college to hitting Florida State. But in your eyes, how was that journey for you from community college to Florida State and then hitting the NFL? I mean, what went through your mind through that process? What kept you motivated during those times?
Man, to be honest, man, like, this kind of touch on both the questions that was just asked, but like, I went 3 years out of high school without playing football, so I missed right. 3 seasons. Like, I was just going to class, and that was another thing that made it didn't make me realize, but it made me miss football. Like, I missed the little things about football, like not even just playing in the games, just the way to, walking on campus and smelling freshly cut grass, something like that made me miss football, so it's right. Like and that was like part of the first journey, missing 3 seasons without playing football, and then walking on to Florida State, man, it was just so much going on, man. Really the main thing was just building that confidence to go to Florida State and be a walk-on, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that takes a different type. I mean, you always see the stories of, like the coach is like, all right, this person, and then they get the scholarship. Did you get that moment? Did you get that moment when it kind of surprised you a little bit?
I used to always watch like YouTube videos and stuff and see different schools, and they'd be like, they'll, bring the team up and he giving this speech, and then it's a surprise and the whole team go crazy. But
yeah.
None of that, man.
You didn't get it. Man. Where's my celebration moment? I need people to come out here with whipped cream and dump coolers and Gatorade. I need that. Where's my moment at?
I'm glad that it didn't happen, though. It's as crazy as it may sound, because, I went my first year, I was ineligible. Mm-hmm. So my second year, I came and I was just hungry as ever, man. I went in there and I made sure I was going to get recognized, man. And that's how I got my scholarship. And I'm glad that it happened the way it happened, because even though it was an accomplishment,
right,
I wasn't satisfied. I'm like, okay, I got my scholarship, but I'm trying to start.
Right.
That was my goal. Like, I wasn't just happy with getting a scholarship. And when I got my scholarship, to be honest, man, I didn't even really tell nobody. Like, we had to go straight to practice. Like, we just go practice. We went straight to practice. Yeah, I'm happy I got my scholarship, but I'm like, okay, we still in camp mode, so I still got to go out here and, show them that I can start.
Right.
But the word slowly got out, and, the excitement came through my teammates, but I was still hungry, man. I was like, man, I'm trying to start because I know where I'm trying to go.
Right. And that's the thing, you had an opportunity. It was like they slid the piece of paper. It was like, all right, here you go. Congratulations. Here's your scholarship. Now let's get back to work.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit more about Florida State, because Florida State, the last couple of years, first time since 1970, 1975 and 1976 since they've had back-to-back losing seasons, and it's just not accustomed to it. It's been actually since that time since they had a true losing season.
Mm-hmm.
And for you as a Seminole, when you look at that, what do you see? What do you want to see happen to the school to get them back on track? Do you think they're on the right track right now, or what would you like to see happen to make that happen?
I think it was a good hire. I don't really know much about the coach, but one thing I do know is that Memphis, they won a few games, and I knew a couple guys that played at Memphis, and they talked highly of him. So the main thing, man, is just having that standard, man. Florida State has a standard that is set very high, man. And regardless of how cool you want to look or how cool you want to be, just because you put that Seminole on your helmet, and that's not gonna win the games. You gotta go out there and put the work in,
right,
day in and day out, and that's what we did. Like that's what the people before me did, and when I got there, the standard was set. So when I got there, it was like, okay, I see how things are going. Like you know what was up,
right.
Because it was leaders on the team, not even the coaches. Yeah, there were coaches that emphasized the standard, but the leaders on the team, the tradition has been passed on, and now I feel like, yeah, it is the coaches, but I'm also saying that the leaders on the team have to step up, because the past couple of years, it hasn't been the standard that has been at Florida State. So that's what I want to see, man. I want to see them hold the standard high, man, and just go out there and play Florida State football how it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, it's funny because I got a chance to catch Florida State play this year. We cover UVA out here, and they played UVA in Charlottesville, and it was just, you can just tell that the vibe, like you could tell that they've got pieces. There's pieces there, and in Florida State that can get the team back to where to be, but it just seemed like it wasn't clicking at the time. And hopefully with the new coach, things can come back, and we'll see that Florida State team of old. I got a good feeling about it. I mean, those type of programs, those big time programs like Florida State, the Miamis of the world. I know talking Miami is a little bit of a tough one, but you see those type of those colleges and universities, they start to plateau themselves back up there eventually. I think Florida State will be fine.
I think so. They definitely had the pieces, man. They definitely got the athletes, but talent don't win games. You got to go out there. You got to really play football, man.
So let's see. Last year, your first season, you with Carolina. You were with the Panthers last year. Had a couple of seasons with Tampa Bay. Take us back to last year in your mind. Do you feel like that you improved on a lot of stuff? And how was last year for you? And as we start to look into this year coming up, what type of team are you looking to latch on to and take your game to the next level?
Man, right now. Well, first of all, I want to say that Carolina was a great experience. I don't think the door is absolutely shut there, but
right,
because I'm talking about the coaching staff that I was with.
Right,
they changed my perspective, but they opened my eyes to a different, to a different view of how it is in the NFL. Because when I came there, you could see they had confidence. When I got there, you can tell that the coaches, they had that dog mentality.
Right.
It wasn't like passive or soft, so that I feel like that helped a lot. But, even though we didn't win a lot of games, it was just that it is what it is. But, Carolina, even when I used to play them, when I played for Tampa, we used to go to their stadium, and you used to be like, man, one thing about them boys got that energy,
Right.
And that's what it was, man. Having Cam Newton, that quarterback, bringing the energy, it changed my perspective on how it should be on the football field, and just having fun outside of X's and O's, just having fun, having that dog mentality, man. And the situation that I'm trying to go into now, man, is just right now I'm just calling to the best situation that I can get on the field quick as possible, man, because I'm trying to, I'm trying to start. Last year I started at Carolina, so, the goal is to go somewhere and start, man. Find the best situation without, picking certain teams or whatever, just
Right.
finding the best fit for me and what I can contribute to the team.
That's awesome, man. I mean, and I think that, with the way things are now, has it been a little bit tough for you to try to, work out for teams or any form of the fashion? Have you been using the Zoom calls to kind of do that type of thing, or has it just been?
Probably to make visits, yeah, probably. But I haven't. I only worked out with one team, and that was my rookie year with Tampa.
Right.
I didn't have a workout with any other teams or Carolina or any other teams, even last year or any year before that. I was just, I kind of just signed or whatever. But yeah, I can see this having an impact on things. But like I was saying earlier about praying, man, I know
Right.
God got me regardless. So, I don't even trip about that stuff. I know that when the opportunity comes, it's gonna come. So I don't even worry about Corona and stuff.
Right. Preach. I can hear you, man. I can hear you, man. I mean, and like I said, we talked about earlier, that power of prayer, man. People don't know, how important that is, and that faith. I mean, I'm a man of faith, and people don't realize how important that is. And I think sometimes people get shy to talk about it because there's so many different elements nowadays, and people are afraid to talk about that part. But there's nothing. So much power.
I got here, man. I know how I got here. So
exactly. I know that.
You look at my story, you look at my story. You can, I tell details, but I don't go too detailed about it.
Right.
But you'll know, like, that's God. Like, there's no way this dude can miss 3 years of playing football, walk on to a top school at the time that just won a national championship,
Right.
earn a scholarship and start. Like, what, like, that don't happen.
That just don't happen without some type of help, just a little bit of help there, right? So, I mean, it's amazing what can be done when you have that power of prayer and that belief and that faith. Mm-hmm. All right, now we're gonna head to my favorite segment on the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for quick ones. This is the Javien Elliott edition. Javien, are you ready for quick ones?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to hit you. Now, normally I do 4, but today I got 5 for you. So let's see what we got going on here. First one, best receiver you ever matched up against?
Best receiver? I've been against Julio.
Julio. Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't give you too much trouble, did he?
No, luckily, nah.
You handled your own, right?
He's a great player.
Right.
Everybody know that.
Exactly. I got to see Julio a couple years ago play against Washington because we covered the Redskins here, and I remember seeing I didn't realize how huge Julio was until he walked past me. I was like, "Hi, what's up, bro?" I didn't realize how big he was until he walked past me, but that was the first game that he scored a touchdown, and he had a whole year we hadn't scored a touchdown, and then against Washington is where he was able to get that first touchdown. Yeah, last season. Yeah, he was finally able to get that. So it was very interesting to see him get that and make that happen. Yeah. Next one, greatest sports moment.
For me personally, or
the greatest sports, and it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's that moment that you just, oh man, this meant the world to me. It could be something personal that you did. It could be something that happened that you saw. It could be a game, anything like that.
For me, I would have to say at Florida State when I caught my first game that I played in, caught my first pick against Louisville. Lamar Jackson was at quarterback.
Hey.
Anybody go look at that video, man, you'll see how the crowd, like my teammates went crazy, like the crowd go crazy. You'll just see that the love that was shown, man, and it'll definitely give you chills if you know the background of my story and how I got to there.
And then you take a look at it now and say, man, look at the guy that Lamar Jackson is, and you're like, okay, I see you. I got you. I got your number at least once. I mean, you've gotten Jameis. You picked off Jameis. You picked off Cam. So you've had a chance to dibble and dabble here and there. So
that's Heisman. They all won the Heisman. Hey, pretty solid.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So favorite athlete growing up?
Man, growing up, it's this gonna sound crazy, but not crazy, but LaDainian Tomlinson. I used to love LaDainian Tomlinson. Me, because I played running back. I used to love him. And then as far as well, if it's just one, I'll just go with that one.
Oh, you can say another one. I'm fine with that. I'm not gonna restrict you here on quick one.
Yeah, but no, if it was basketball, I used to love Allen Iverson, man. I used to,
AI, baby.
yeah.
The 757. I ain't mad at that. Now, next one. Who's on your playlist right now? Who are you rocking to right now on the playlist?
Right now, I'm listening to Future, Baby, Lil Baby,
Right.
Young Boy.
Okay.
Those. If I was to go to my phone right now, those would probably be the top 3 that pop up. Yeah.
Okay. And the last one for you. I'm gonna see if I can throw a little bit of a Richie Hill plan. Worst movie you ever seen?
Ooh, worst movie? Oh man,
Worst movie you ever seen?
I have to really think because I ain't a big movie person like that. But I watch a lot of TV, so the worst movie.
I tell you, the last question
I
always
would
gets
tell you a
everybody.
disappointing movie that I watched. I don't know if
Okay.
it's the most. I wouldn't call it the worst movie I watched, but I was really disappointed. And I forgot the name of it, but it was the Tupac movie.
Oh, was it his actual movie, like the one that was based on him?
A few years ago. It just came out a few years ago. I was very disappointed in it.
I think the guy they had playing him, he kind of looked like him a little bit.
But it had so much hype behind it.
Yeah, they were hyping it. They was like, "Oh man," because it's the Biggie movie.
I wouldn't call it the worst movie, but it was a disappointment.
It was definitely disappointing.
That's the last thing. Then you got dumb movie, the stupid funny movies. Oh man, what was that on Netflix? Not how high 2. Man, I can't think of it.
It's gonna you know what? It's gonna hit you.
Undercover Brother 2, man.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible. Talking about Michael J. White. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I watched like 10 minutes of it and I was like, nah, this gotta go.
So all right, so this is what made me mad. I watched it too. I watched that too. So this is what made me mad about it. So when I was watching, I'm like, okay, where's Eddie Griffin? I understand you can't do it all the time, but then when they had him, I'm like, you have Michael J. White playing. It doesn't make sense. He's 6'8". He's like way taller than my man. So right. it doesn't click. And then he wasn't really a big part of the movie. It was his brother that was a brother that was supposed to be.
I don't know. I watched 10 to 15 minutes of it. It was just corny, so I turned it off.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched all of it. And you saved yourself some time.
I was a fan of the first movie too, and I'm like, man, the first 10, 15 minutes, I was into
it. And the expectations, because the first movie is a beast. You can't go wrong with the first one. But I agree with you. That was some hot garbage. I was a little bit upset about that.
Right.
All right, everybody. That was quick ones. And once again, I want to thank Javien Elliott for coming on the show today. And before we get off of here, Javien, I got 2 last questions for you. Number one, what do you see yourself in your post-NFL career? And what type of legacy do you want to leave behind in the game?
After the game, man, I see myself making an impact on the younger generation, man, as far as being an inspiration and finding a way, whether it's a program or just going around on tours and talking to schools or something. But I see myself reaching out to people like me. It's easy to talk to anybody in my story. A lot of people find my story inspiring, but I really think, I could find a way to reach a lot of people with the way that I got to where I'm at today. And, I'm coming up with ways right now to help that process, trying to get ahead of the game on that. And as far as the legacy that I want to leave on the game, man, it's just, man, I just want people to know that, for one, I want them to know how I got there, and that it don't matter how you get there. It's what you do when you get there. And, it don't matter about when you got drafted or how many stars you had. Like, you go in there and work hard, you know what I'm saying? I just want them to realize that you can be a dog out there regardless of how you get there, man. That's what I want to be recognized as somebody who, when my name is brought up, they was like, yeah, that boy, he
could go. He could go.
every day to work. He came every day to work hard. Not only, just being a student of the game, man, really, really, having knowledge of football. And I want people to understand that as well. Like, other than, oh, he just got a shot and he took advantage of his opportunity. No, this dude really, really worked hard every day to get where he was at. And that's the legacy that I want. And that's the impact that I want to give the younger generations, that they can do the same thing as well.
All right, everybody. You heard it from my man, Javien Elliott, coming to an NFL team near you. So you just watch. It's coming. Watch out for this man. He's been a big talent and someone that you can just plug on that team and make things happen. So NFL teams, if you're not listening, hey, you better start knocking on the door to this man right here. Javien, I truly appreciate you coming on to episode 11 here on the one-on-one on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Thank you all for tuning in. Once again, I'm Darrell Owens, Legacy Maker Sports Network. Until next time.
All right. Appreciate you, man.